All right. I received a request from a gym in Massachusetts. I believe Jim's in Massachusetts. I believe that's what it's MASS, so that's Massachusetts, I'm sure. Us southern boys don't know a whole lot about the northern. I know Texas, and anyway, I'm picking. Jim asked me if I would critique a carving of him. He was going to send me the carving, and he asked me would I critique it for him, and what would I do to change his carving. In other words, he's a beginning carver, and I received the carving in the mail, and I thought, well, and I asked Jim. I said, Jim, this would be would you mind me taking the carving, making a video on YouTube, and from the change what I feel might need to be changed on it, in other words, to give it a little bit more definition, and go through the painting process and everything. Then I'll send the carving back to him with a little gift for allowing me to use it, in other words. And Jim said fine. So this is the carving I received from Jim, okay? And I was very pleased when I opened the carving, because I think Jim has done a great job as a beginner. I really do. I think he has done a fine job as a beginner. This is a carving of either a farmer or something like that, in other words. And I was extremely impressed at the way Jim did his eyes and everything like that. He did a good job on the nose. He did a good job on the eyes. I will not change any of that. Did a good job on the hat, in other words. For a beginner, he's starting off extremely well. I was very impressed with this piece, in other words. Very impressed with it. Now, he asked me to critique it. He asked me what would I do to make it a little bit different stuff. So he gave me the permission to show you what I would do to change this carving just a little bit. Now, the carving itself looks good. Looks really good, okay? I'm very pleased for a beginner to be able to do this type of piece. The only thing that I would change on this carving is I would deepen the details a little bit. Now, as you look at the details, you see he's got the beard, he's got everything, but I would deepen the details where the beard stands out more, the hair stands out more, the little strap for the overall stand out more, and then I'd come a little bit more between the legs and stuff like that, and sort of bring this in just a little bit into this this piece right here. In other words, I'm sorry, get this the way it is. Let me move that. I'm going to try to move my camera to an area where I can work with this. All right, let me just kind of get that the way I want it. All right. Excellent. Okay. Now, so Jim has allowed me to show you what I would do. Okay? All right. Now, like I said, I am so pleased with this carving. I am so pleased. It's a very good carving. He's done a good job of it. But I would define these details a little bit more and bring out that character just a little bit more on the piece itself, in other words. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. We're going to take our knife. Now I'm not destroying this man's carving. He asked me if I would do it, and I think this is a pretty neat idea, really, to be honest with you. First of all, I would come with my knife and I would go in between those legs just a little bit more, okay? Define those just a little bit more. Just come in here. He did a great job of the shoes, but I would just define those legs, bring a little bit more out. And new carvers, one of the things that they do is they're afraid to take off too much wood, because they're afraid that there may be, that maybe, just maybe, I won't do it just right. So I took off a little bit more on the legs, and I'm gonna increase these creases in the leg a little bit here, okay? These right there. Okay, he did the creases, but you need to dig in a little bit further and go a little bit deeper where the wrinkles become much more noticeable. In other words, just like that, see? And I'm going to do the same thing here. Let's cut that just a little bit deeper. There we go. And cut this just a little bit deeper. And then between the legs here, let's just cut that where the trousers come to the crouch. Let's cut that just a little bit deeper in there. There. There you go. Where it gives it sort of just a deeper look to the pants, in other words, in such a way. Okay? Now, if you look at the arm looks good. Looks real good. Well, let me get my pencil again, I'm sorry. But if I was to change just a little bit, or define it just a little bit more on these arms, I would just bring that back. You know, he got the creases and everything great. But I'd bring it back just a little bit more like this. Okay? A little bit more like that. To give it just a little bit more definition. Alright? Make it a little deeper. Then I'd make my cuts in there like this. See? Not a lot of change, see? Now look at the arm, see? It comes back, the elbow looks like a little bit better, and then come over here and just kind of, there you go. He did such a fine job. What little changes I will have to make are very small, in other words. There. With the cuts, all they do is define the character just a little bit deeper, is all. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to come. I'm going to cut that back just a little bit more. And then I'm going to cut a deep cut here for the sleeves, and a deep cut here for the sleeves. There it goes, see? And what I'm going. And just, there we go. Make that a little bit more thing. See that? Now, let's take where the beard is, okay? Now he really looks good along here. Bring that up just a little bit. Just come across here like that. Watch that. See? Alright. Now I'm going to come with this beard and I'm going to make it a deeper cut in here. Okay? All I'm going to do is define that beard a little bit better. Just right in there. See that? By using I'm just going to bring that beard and that hair out. And I'll redo the, be careful. But you see how that beard now has been brought out in there? By just removing a little bit more wood. And I know beginners, they're afraid to remove wood sometime because they're, oh, I'll mess it up or I'll take too much wood off. Okay? And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to come up with my knife into here and I'm going to run it across where he has the, and I'm going to take and I'm going to remove some of that wood in there. See that? Remove some of that wood along in there to better define where that beard is. And then you can always recut. And we'll bring that down a little bit in there. Okay, see what I'm doing here? All I'm doing, I'm not changing anything on his piece, see? All I'm doing is defining that beard a little bit more. That's all I'm doing. And I'll recut his strap and all that stuff. I'm just bringing that beard down on the sides a little bit more to give a better definition. Like right in here. Yeah. Now see how the beard stands out? See how that goes right in there? You can bring this down just a little bit in this area, just so this beard will stand out in here. And that is defining. I'm just going to come up a little bit around the hair in here. And even back here a little bit. See? Just bring that where that hair stands out a little bit. But you see the more the definition of the beard that you get in there. And I really haven't changed the look or the style of the piece at all. I've just brought those characteristics out just a little bit by making deeper cuts. Of course, I'm bringing this down just a little bit, which is not going to hurt. Now, I'll redraw over here. Since I brought that down, I'll redraw where he had the coveralls coming up, and we'll make a little cut in there. And it also defines the coveralls better. There you go. There we are. All right. Okay. All right, now over here, since I've removed some of that, then I'm going to draw my little coverall this far. And I'm going to have to let you go. I've got interested in this, and I've got my time away from me, so we'll continue again.